All right, let's now talk about clear to neutral, which means to end tasks by setting yourself up to start them successfully the next time you do them. And this idea and this strategy is born from the fact that small hurdles create resistance to doing. And what that means is that what often slows you down from taking action on a task can be something very small that stands in your way of actually starting that task. So let me give you some examples. Let's say you want to cook at home. You want to start eating healthy. And so you go to work, you come home, and you're thinking, okay, I'm going to get home and I'm going to eat healthy. I'm really looking forward to that. And then you get home, and what happens? You see that the sink is full of dishes, the counter needs cleaned, you can't find any of the food that you need to start cooking, and guess what? You give up and you order pizza. That's because those things aren't in place in order for you to start that task. Ideally, you would have clean dishes, you would have a clean counter, but you don't. And so you have to kind of clean the counter, you have to do some dishes before you actually start that task. And that is the hurdle that prevents you from actually doing it and giving up. Or let's say that you want to exercise after work. And you come home and you find out that, and you don't really find out, you just experience the fact that your clothes are nowhere to be found, or they're dirty, and you can't find your workout shoes, you don't know what you're going to do as far as your workout goes, and so what? You give up and you decide to sit on the couch. Or let's say, for example, that you want to pay your bills. And you have this idea that, okay, I'm going to sit down and pay my bills. But what happens? You can't find your checkbook, you can't find your bills, you can't find a pen. And so these small hurdles, these things that stand in your way of starting the task, can actually derail you completely from doing the task at all. And so those small hurdles need to be done away with. And clearing to neutral eliminates those hurdles that stand in your way of actually doing the tasks. As mentioned here, clearing to neutral means that when you finish a task, you spend a moment to set things up so you can easily begin the task the next time you do it with little to no friction. So if you end a task and you've messed something up, clearing to neutral means that you clean up before you leave. Or if you use something up, you replace it before you leave. Or if you take and use something, get it out of its normal place, and you use it, you put it back up before you finish. That's what setting yourself up for successfully starting the task the next time. Now, why is it important, and why is now the best time to set up for the task the next time you do it? Why is now the best time? There are two basic reasons why you want to kind of, after you finish the task, set it up for the next time you have to do it. And the reason why now is the best time for that is because, one, you're in a mode of action. You have momentum for doing that thing. And so once you're already cleaning or cooking or whatever it may be, or exercising once you've come back from exercising, or once you've finished paying your bills, you're kind of in a mode of action. And so it's really not a big deal to continue that mode just a little bit longer, to set yourself up to start that task effortlessly the next time you do it. Now, another thing is that you're clear about what needs to be in place to start that task. So let's use the example again of paying your bills. Let's say you've done that, you've finished, and you are in a mode of action, and you have clear in your mind what needs to be in place the next time you start paying your bills, because it's fresh in your mind. So that is the best time to set yourself up for starting the task the next time. So you have action, you have momentum, and you know exactly what needs to be done the next time. So that's why now is the best time to set yourself up for taking action later down the road. Now, what are the benefits of clearing to neutral and practicing this simple strategy in various areas of your life, all kinds of areas of your life? Well, for one, there's a sense of freedom. There's a sense of anxiety that comes when you don't do this, because you might think there are all these tasks in my life that I've got to get to, but guess what? I have to get something in place before I do them. And so that kind of weighs on your mind because you're thinking, well, I don't want to do that, I don't want to do that, I don't want to do that, even though I've got to do that, I've got to do that, I've got to do that. So when you are in a position where these things are ready to go, the moment you're ready to take action on them, that gives you a sense of freedom, a sense of less anxiety in your life, and that's really beneficial and feels great. Now another thing, another way that clearing to neutral helps you is that it saves you time and energy. Because you might think, you know, setting up myself to start the task is going to take some time. It's going to take a little time to do that little setup process when I finish a task. But the amount of time that it's going to require to do that little setup process is nothing compared to the amount of time that it's going to take to deal with the consequences that come from putting things off because you don't start them. So put a little effort in right now, and that will save you a lot of effort later down the road. So here's what I want you to do. The next actions, the challenge for you is, at least for the next week, think about setting yourself up for success the next time you perform any action. Get out of bed, make the bed. Use something, put it back. Empty something, fill it up. Dirty something, clean it up. Do these things. Set yourself up for success for the next time you perform any task in your life. And that is clearing to neutral.